And we're going to go ahead and start with turn number 1. Okay, so I'm going to play for the red player. They were the ones going first. So out of the hand, I picked out flanked. That's going to let me move 2 units on either flank. And yep, so I decided for the archery side, they're going to fire. Like, they don't have to move. They're already in range. So like this unit was going to fire down here. This unit was going to fire down here. And then I was going to move these Ashigaru spearmen. They're going to move into the woods to hold the woods, get a little protection. And then the mounted bowmen. I don't know if the glare lets you see. I don't know if that's too glaring or not. But these are mounted samurai bowmen here. So being mounted, they're going to go. Now they have a range of 2 or 3 hexes. So they move there. And yeah, I think that is a range. Make sure I had the range. Yeah, 3. So they move up. Now they will get a penalty for firing. They get 1 die to fire, but they're in range. They're going to fire at that leader. So I'll get the dice ready and we'll come back and roll and see how the combat plays out. Alright, I got the dice. Everything's ready. So with them firing at range, since they held, they get the hold is 2 dice, just to make sure, looking at that right. Alright, so for this unit, 1, 2, 3. I didn't see range effects unless it's the arquebus. So here we go. Arrows coming in. And no hits. The leader has special rules for being targeted, so the green doesn't hit them. They're a white circle. So that was misses. And then we'll say from here down to here. So that's 2 arrows. Alright. There is a blue triangle hit. So we're going to take 1 block off of that. And then we're going to check on retreat. And also because there was a leader hit, or not a leader hit, since there was damage applied there, we'll also come back and double check on the leader hit. So we're going to roll 2 dice. If we get 2 swords, then the leader is eliminated. Did not, and they only had 1 retreat flag, and a unit that has a leader attached gets to ignore the first retreat flag. We'll go ahead over here and then check the firing here. Now they did move, so they're going to get 1 dice. So we're going to go ahead and roll 1 for them. And they were shooting down here, and the same thing, they got 1 blue triangle hit. And because the unit wasn't eliminated, we're going to check for a leader casualty. I need to get 2 swords on 2 dice, and did not. Alright, looks good. We'll probably end that turn for them and come back and do for the blue player. I'm going to handle them a little bit differently. Instead of managing a whole hand of cards, we'll just kind of draw off the top of the deck. So it's going to be very one-sided towards me. I can really look at the situation and decide what to do. But the poor blue player, thank goodness GMT Games is working on a solo system. So I'm going to get the game down pretty good with the rules here. And then when the solo system comes out, I'm going to see if I can get that from them. And that will probably help out. I've seen a lot of different ways that you can play these games solo. So it'd be nice to see what their solo system is like. Alright, we'll come back with the blue player. Well, my opponent drew hold and shoot. Issue an order to 4 or fewer ranged weapon units. Ordered units may fire twice. Ordered units may not be in an adjacent hex to an enemy unit or leader. Units may not move before or after combat. Oh, that's not too shabby. They've got this one here. I checked ahead of time. This is out of range. And the arquebus can't see the target, can't shoot through people, and they're out of range. So that just leaves this 1 unit here. And I got choices, 1, 2, 3. I thought I'd go for the leader block and just return fire at the leader block. That's what we're going to do. And with that in mind, they get to fire twice. So since they're holding, they get 2 dice. And we're looking for the blue triangles. Nothing. And the bowmen don't do a casualty on a sword. So here comes their second attack. 2 flags. Unit then with the leader ignores the first flag, and then because there's a second flag, they're going to go ahead and shift back from the overwhelming arrow volleys, which, you know, good, bad. Not too shabby, though. Alright, and that would take care of that card. That's the only, and then they can't move. Nobody could move prior to or after. So blue is done. It is now the red player's turn, and they've gone, well, I guess they is me. I'm going to play order units with a green circle. For each command card you have, including this one, issue an order to one unit with a green symbol, which I have. That would be 5 command cards I have. I could do 5, but I've only got 3. And they're the archers and my arquebus units. Arquebus? The gunners. I'm not quite sure how. I hope that's close to being right. Now, they can move a little bit, but they can't fire. But I do want to make them in range. So I'm just double checking how far they can move. They can move up to 2 hexes. So that'll put them in danger of being shot at. But their range, they've got the kind of range where it's like out to 4 hexes, but then the damage kind of drops off. Well, I tell you what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let me double check that, because maybe just from where they're at they can put a little damage out. Alright, one thing I missed from earlier, which I'll just grab right now, is the red when they retreated. They did lose 1 honor and fortune point, so it goes back to the main pool. And yeah, the arquebus, they can fire at a range of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but they get 1 die at that range. That's what they're going to do. And then the archers are going to stay put. And again, we're going to fire back kind of at the same units here, just kind of. And the hill. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know last time we were shooting here, but if I shoot at the hill, I'm just going to double check real quick and see what if there's a penalty for shooting uphill. Ranged combat with a hill is unaffected. Alright, so we're going to start with the gunner here. And they're shooting down, well, I guess uphill, a range of 4 with 1. They rolled a flag, and we'll double check and see if a flag is going to cause a retreat off the hill or something like that. Alright, these archers here, they got a flag hit. The hills don't absorb that or anything. They don't have a leader with them. So they're going to go back 1. I'm just going to move them back to a hill, just across. But they do lose 1 honor and fortune there. Also, I did forget that at the end of a turn, you're supposed to get 2 honor and fortune or a dragon card. Since I'm not playing dragon cards, that's automatically 2 honor and fortune. But what I'm going to do, because there are no dragon cards and we're getting honor and fortune every turn that way, instead of getting 2, I'm just going to get 1. So I added 1 pile to each because they've each had a turn. And then when this turn is over, red is going to get an honor and fortune point. So again, little things for me to track. So we're going to go back to shooting. 3 dice. Here, they got the leader. And green and a sword, so nothing. And then this unit shoots. Blue, they got another triangle. So we'll just set the leader off to the side here. And then we're going to roll 2 dice for leader casualty check. Ooh, that almost scared me there for a second. There's 1 sword, and then there's a flag. So the leader is fine. That will be the end of the red player's turn. I'm going to grab that honor and fortune token now before I forget about it. We'll grab their new card, which is a hold and shoot. And then we'll go and see what happens with the blue player. Be right back. Here we go on the next turn. Blue player is going to play the Serpent command. It says issue an order to a group of units. The group is formed by units that are adjacent, linked, contiguous hexes. Units in the group may move only 1 hex. After movement, a unit may engage in either ranged or close combat if eligible. A unit may take ground after a successful close combat and may make a bonus close combat if eligible. Great. So what I'm going to do is just call this my long contiguous serpent command link, and they're all going to move 1. I'm going to move this up here with the leader. They're going to come up. Figure we can battle into the woods, and then everybody's moving 1. So we'll move 1. Don't forget to move him up. I got to leave. I'm going to move him here only because if there's any kind of battle back and then retreats, I want to have some room. I think I just moved him up, and these guys are going to move up, and then this group moves here. So that's a lot, and now they get to combat, and we'll go ahead and gather up some dice and make some rolls. I'm going to leave the dice tray there because it's out of the way, and then we'll be right back with some combat. The samurai, well, these are all Ashigaru. These are Ashigaru spearmen with a leader, and they get 2 dice. Since this unit is in woods, there's 2 battle dice coming out of the woods and 2 battle dice going in. So I'll just start right there. I can spend an honor and fortune to add a die, which I think I will. So I'm going to take one of my honor and fortune, spend it, grab a die. So that unit will have 3. And they do gain, unit collects honor and fortune in close combat, so they earn it back. But we got two greens, so nothing happened there. And then these here, these are the samurai spearmen. Normally they get 4 dice in close combat, but again, fighting into the woods, they get 2. And they do manage to get 1 triangle. Oh, so we got a loss there. And I didn't get any honor and fortune on the dice. So that would end that turn. So we were able to move a lot of folks forward. Let me double check, see if there's any fighting back since they did get hit. Alright, they are going to battle back out of the woods because they do have troops remaining. They're going to roll 2 dice because they're battling out of the woods. And there's no hits. Green, yellow, and they're red, well, yellow. Green circle, blue triangle, and they're red squares. No hits. That is the end of the blue player's turn. So we'll go ahead and discard their card. And they get a 1 point of honor and fortune before I forget about it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do another turn here with the red player and see what they're going to do next. It is now the red player's turn, and they're going to play the hold and shoot card. So they're going to pick 4 or fewer ranged weapon units. Ordered units may fire twice. Ordered units may not be in adjacent combat, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. So we're going to have the gunners shoot up on the hill. We're going to go for them first. They get 1 die because of the range. They're 4 away. Last time they got a flag. Ooh, this time they get a sword. That, for them, is a kill. Ouch. Alright, and then we're going to go with the archers again. We're going to go this group of archers will fire onto the hill as well. And they get 2 dice. And they scored an honor and a fortune. I'm just checking my handy dandy chart. And they do collect. I'm going to run out of these, I think. I think I'm collecting more honor and fortune than I am losing them. Then the archers are going to fire from here down to here because we're trying to take that leader out. If anything, he'll probably just move over, retreat out, and attach to something else. They did get the flag, but they do absorb the first flag because the leader's attached. So no damage there. And then we'll go ahead and discard that card. They'll gain their 1 point of fortune, honor and fortune. And they draw a new card. The new card, might as well show you what they drew. This time they drew Crane's Wing. Alright, we'll be back with the blue player. And here comes the blue player in a retaliatory. He's tired of all those archers there. So he drew the order 3 units left. What we're going to do is move this block of samurai up. So they'll go into the woods. They get to move 1 anyway, but they move and stop. And then these guys can move 2, but then they can't battle. However, that will lock them into place. Well, it doesn't lock them into place, but it puts them adjacent so they can't use their bows unless they move back away or something. But they'll be in an adjacent combat. They would have to close combat. And then we're going to move them up 2 as well. and they can't fight anything, so that'd be their turn. And they're going to go ahead and discard that, gain an honor and fortune, which, boy, those things, like I said, plenty of honor and fortune. We'll see if that really makes a big difference. But we're definitely starting to close the gaps here a little bit. And we'll be back with the red player once we figure out what we're doing with the red player. Here we have the red player's activation. So the red player is going to play the Crane's Wing. Issue an order to one unit and or leader in each section. So what we're going to do here first is just to pull the archers back. I was looking, I didn't see anything that said there's a penalty or something that prevents them from falling back. So the way I see narratively is they come run around the corner and then the archers kind of back up and then they fire. Now because they moved, they get 1. Just make sure I got that. Yep, they get 1 die. So they're going to fire 1 die into the blue triangles. And they score an honor and a fortune, which, I mean, I guess is okay, because they collect honor and fortune in ranged combat. So there we go. They get 1. Then I decided over here what I'm going to do is have these spearmen come out. So I'm going to move 1. And they can move 1 and still battle. So, yeah, it even says they can move it. Oh, if they move 2 hexes, no battle if they move 2. So they're going to move just 1 and attack here, and that's going to be 3 dice. That's why I attacked with them instead of that unit, because that's only 2, but here they get 3. Problem is they get to fight back at full dice, so maybe that wasn't such a good idea. So let's hope for a bunch of red squares. Okay, well this is interesting. We did get 2 swords, but I believe they get to ignore it, because it says here they ignore 1 sword because of their superior stature, plus they ignore 1 sword from a blue rank. So in actuality, I guess that didn't work out so good. So they didn't do any damage. And then they're going to retaliate, and because they are the samurai infantry spearmen, they attack with 4. So that was actually probably then, in hindsight, not the best to move them forward. It was pretty epic looking on paper. But then the samurai strike back. Okay, so those 2 reds don't do any good. 1 blue comes out. Well, 1 red comes out. 1 blue triangle comes out. And there is 1 flag. They are supported. So if they gotta be supported, I think it says if they're supported by 1 or 2. I think they have to be supported by 2. Let me double check that real quick. I just read that and I forgot if it's 1 or 2. Alright, they do need 2 units to support them, so they'll go ahead and fall back to where they were. And unfortunately, that means the red player loses 1 honor and fortune for the retreat. And then I get to activate a unit over here, which will be the mounted spearmen. What we'll do is we'll move up 1. And they'll go for it. So with them, that is 4 dice. Nice. Yep, making sure I got that. Looking at it correctly. 4 dice. And we're going to spend 1 honor and fortune. And if these guys were attacking too, I could spend an honor and fortune on them, but they're not going to attack. So we're just going to spend 1 here and attack straight down. So that'll be a big attack full of nothings. There is 1 blue, so that is 1 more leader down, or 1 more unit. Get the words right. So 1 more block is gone, essentially. There was a leader in there, and because that was a melee, I'm going to double check. I think with melee it's 1 die, and if it's a flag, the leader dies. But they did have a flag, but because the unit has a leader, it's not a retreat. So we'll just double check and see what I need for the leader hit, and then we'll come back and do their reciprocal attack. Alright, I double checked and in my mind I was correct, but they roll 1 die for a leader in a melee check, and if it's a sword then the leader dies. It's a flag, so nothing happens to the leader, he's still safe. They get to attack back. They're going to roll 3 dice, and they got to score good because these are mounted samurai. They got pretty good stature. So first of all, the blue does nothing. The sword, well, they get to ignore a sword because of their superior stature and because it's blue dudes. They would ignore the sword hit anyhow. But they do collect. The blue team does collect 1 honor and fortune for their side. So yay for them. We got big piles over there of honor and fortune. And then that would be all of Red's turn. So Red will discard the crane. They collect an honor and fortune for the end of the turn. And they draw. Order 2 units right. Issue an order to 2 units and or leaders in the right section. So since I got to look backwards, it would be this section for the red player if that's the card we go with. I still got 5 to pick from. So when it comes back to them, we'll see what they do. We'll be back after we get ready for the blue player. And welcome back to the blue player. Blue player drew the cavalry charge. Issue an order to 4 or fewer cavalry units. Cavalry units with a red square symbol may move 3 hexes and battle, which is perfect because that's exactly what the blue player has. Ordered units battle in close combat with 1 additional die for the entire turn. Ordered units may not do ranged combat. So this is perfect because he's got mounted spearmen, samurai, cavalry dudes. And they get to move up to 3 and battle. And since we're trying to collapse this side with his weak archers, which, they're holding their own, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So these guys charge. And they get to add 1. And they're going to spend a fortune and honor thing. So that's an extra die. So already, those with 4, they get +1. So 4, +1 for the honor and fortune, and +1 for the card. So that is 6 dice. They are going to roll these guys over. Ooh, and that's also very interesting. Let's roll this first. Let's see how we do. Okay, the red square does not damage them. The blue triangle does not damage them. Oh, there's no flags. Okay, the 2 green circles will take out 2 blocks of archers. And the sword, in this case, that sword, I think that will strike somebody down. They don't have any absorption for that. So they lose 1 more. And we gain back an honor and fortune for the blue player. Fantastic. And that was that. Wow. They are in a predicament. It's bad. Then we have the red player. Well, then, okay, I discarded a card for that. The blue player will get their honor and fortune for end of turn because we're not doing dragon cards. And we will come back now with the red player and see what we're going to do to counteract that. Oh, but I forgot. Before I do that, I should pull all that stuff back. The red player does get to retaliate. Because he didn't have to retreat, he gets to battle back, and that would be a close combat for them. They do get 2 dice. They possibly could score a hit. And no. But they do gain an honor and fortune for the red player. I did forget that. They could fight back. It was just not in the cards today. Alright, we'll be back with the blue player. Or actually red player here in a second. Alright, the red player, he's worried about that side, but he sees where he can make an opportunity over here. So he's going to seize upon order 3 units left. And what he's going to do is move his samurai spearmen. They move 1, so they're just going to move into the woods. They move slow, even if it wasn't in the woods. They are terribly slow. So they've got to start moving, and maybe we can eventually push onto these archers that are kind of have just been sitting around. Then we're going to go ahead and activate this unit, which will attack, and this unit will attack as well. So they're not moving. Then after all movements and orders are declared, we'll fight. No fighting there. They'll fight here. And again, they're going to start with 4 dice. Now they don't have a fancy card to give them an extra attack, but they will spend one of them very profitable honor and fortune tokens. So now we've got 5 dice barreling into them, which really did nothing. So we've got the 3 reds come out. Those didn't do anything. And the 1 flag is ignored because he's not supported, but he has a leader, so that gets ignored. And then the sword. Well, the sword, they don't ignore that. Alright, cool. So they actually will lose somebody to the sword. If it was a green circle, then they could ignore 1 sword. Alright. The leader then is going to make his check. And because it's a melee, it's 1 die. And that's the leader check, so they don't get honor and fortune for that. And then they get to fight back, and they get 3 dice. So they got enough guys there to do some kind of counterattack. Which, okay, amazingly enough, still isn't enough to do a whole lot, but they do kill one. The red square will actually kill one of those. Then the 2 swords, 1 sword is ignored because they are a superior unit. And then the second sword is ignored because it came from a blue triangle. Alright, so that was the counterattack. Then this group will attack. They only get to roll 2 dice because they're coming out of the woods, but starting to whittle them down. And they don't whittle down. And I gotta look. I think they still get to counterattack. Let me see if they have to damage them to counterattack or if it's just a counterattack in general. Let me double check that. Alright, it says they battle back. As long as there's something there to fight back, whether it took a casualty or not, they're going to fight. So they're going to roll 2 dice because they're battling into woods. And let's see what they can do. They score a sword and a flag. Okay, I believe the sword will do a damage. I think I forgot to collect some honor and fortune for units. Collect honor and I'm checking for the cavalry real fast. However, when unit engaged in close combat against lower rank, they do not collect it. Okay, so they didn't collect any honor and fortune for fighting here. This unit, since they're fighting back, they get an honor and fortune. Okay, so the sword. Then I'm looking, the forest will... I was looking to see if the forest would block. Oh, they also get the first flag denied because they are supported by 2 units. These 2 units are supporting here, so 1 flag is ignored, but the sword does go through, equal to equal. So another red one dead. Took a second to figure that one out. Hopefully that's right. Okay, so that was the counterattack by that blue. So all 3 of them have done something. Red player is done. Discards, gets another honor and fortune card or a token, and draws a card. So this is the new red player card. Order 2 units left. Issue an order to 2 units and or leaders in the left section. So that'd be back over here if we choose that one. Great. We'll get ready to do the blue player. We'll be right back. Alright, blue player has drawn Crane's Wing. Issue an order to 1 unit and or leader in each section. So we're going to activate this unit, and they're going to push up. So they moved, and then they will battle. And then this unit will fight, but they're going to stay put. They don't have to move. I'm going to overkill this 1 archer unit. And then we're going to have the samurai spearmen try to charge into the force. So we'll start here then with combat, and those Ashigaru spearmen get 3 So they're going to try and hit those archers. And the red square is ignored. Swords. That's 2 hits. 2 swords finally pays off. Yeah, they don't get to block any swords or anything like that. So I feel sorry for them, but not too sorry. Alright. Then we'll do the cav. I will spend a blue honor and fortune. That's going to give us 5 dice. No, yep. Yep. We're going to spend that honor. I got so many. We're going to spend it, get that extra die. Well, even though it fell out of the dice tray, that was more than enough to wipe them from the map. So that unit is out. We'll get us a banner in a second for wiping out a red unit. And then we're going to go over here to the samurai. Only 2 dice though, attacking into the woods. That's a very nice defensive position. Well, they get two honor and fortune though out of that. Alright, but they will fight back, but they only get 2 dice as well because they're fighting out of woods. And this unit ignores 1 sword because of their superior equipment and training, and the green is nothing. Alright, so with that in mind, we'll discard that. It's in a turn, so they gain another token. Tokens are just free-flowing. And then we're going to get a victory banner here in a moment that they'll capture and keep for themselves. And then we'll be back to see what the red player is going to do. Alright, the red player sends off the carrier pigeons or whatever, and he's going to order 2 units on the left, and which would be this side. Again, I got to push these samurai spearmen. That's my heavy hitters, and they're also the slowest. And then this cavalry unit is going to go ahead and again try to trample down. So we're going to spend 1 honor and glory token, 1 honor and fortune token, and we're going to get 4 for the cavalry attack. Well, I just wiped out that group. Great. And then we're going to get 1 for the point that I spent. So that's going to be 5 dice total. Oh boy, that really ran through that. Okay, here we go. What can we do with 5 dice? Okay, so the red comes out, and then the blue does eliminate that unit. And then I guess I get 3 honor and fortune. I don't see a limit to that. Just unit collects honor and fortune in ranged and close combat. Let me check that. I don't remember now. I mean, that's a lot. So either I get 1 per, or because I just rolled it, I get 1. Let me just check and see how much honor and fortune they're going to get out of that. Alright, double checking. It says you get 1 per. So that was 3. 3 more honor and fortune tokens are there. So that would be all of that attack. Let's see. So we did 2 units. So they moved up. They did. Alright, now what we've got to do here, though, is check. Since this unit was eliminated, from what I'm remembering, the leader itself doesn't fight back because he has no stats. But we're going to check to see if he dies. So we roll 1 die. And he's fine. Then he gets to retreat 1, 2, or 3 hexes out. And you can't go sideways on that. Oops. So I can't pop him over here, and then I can't like pop him this way. Let's see where he goes. Yeah, so I can't go back here. So I'm basically just going to drop him back the 3. 1. Well, you lose an honor and fortune for each one he goes back. I'm going to go back just 2. 1, 2. That way, at some point I can move up. So I'll spend 2 honor and fortune. So he retreats out of there to safety. Alright, that was the red player. Well, that worked pretty good. We did eliminate a unit. So that's going to be a flag. Might as well grab the banners right here. We got a blue banner, so it's 1 banner apiece. I'll just stick that up here. Alright, we'll come back and we'll see what the blue player is going to do. How will the blue player respond to that? Before the blue player responds to that, for ending the phase, the Red player got his 1 honor and fortune token, which I gave him. I gave him 2, but I remember I'm only doing 1. And then he drew this card. Can't forget the card draw. Flying Geese. Issue an order to 2 units and or leaders in each section. Now that's a powerful one. Now the blue player drew this one. Order 2 units on the right. Issue an order to 2 units and or leaders in the right section. I've only got the 1, and they don't want to fight adjacent, so they're going to shoot. We're going to shoot up into that heavily armored samurai unit. Well, no, let's shoot into the cavalry because they're quick. Since those guys are kind of slow, we'll shoot at them eventually. Let's get the cav because that's the most mobile. So we're going to take our 3 dice because we're not moving. Let's get some reds. Alright, well, we do take out another one. Red block gets hit. And then the blue triangle ignored. Red hit is done. And 1 sword is ignored because they're superior. Alright, that's it. That was easy for them. So we'll go ahead and come back and plan out what we're going to do. So blue player discards. They get an honor and fortune token back for the end of the turn. We also, let me see, I don't think the green, oh, they do. They do collect an honor and fortune and oh, they didn't roll that though on the dice. Alright, we're going to come back and see how the red player is going to respond. Alright, here's what the red player is going to do. Hopefully it's okay. So the red player is going to play the Flying Geese. He's ordering 2 units in each section, or leaders if they were by themselves. So what we're going to do is start over here. We're gonna move again, and then they can come back and shoot, so they're active. And then I was going to see in each section. This is a section, so we're going to actually go ahead and come down off of the hill. And we'll see what the other guys are doing here. Alright, that was on the, well, their right. Then we have in the center section, I'm going to move the samurai there. And I'm going to move this leader up. He can move 2. So he'll be ready there with his inspired leadership. And then they're going to attack. So that'd be the... Oh, this is the second one from the middle. So they did something, they did something. And then over here, they push. And then they'll push. So we're going to see if we can take out the archery. Alright, so that's there. They can't attack. They can attack because they moved 1. And he came down. Well, shoot. That's not where I wanted to go because now the archers can't fire. Okay, that part I didn't think through, but it's where they are now. Alright, let's start over here. We've got 3 dice for the Ashigaru Spearmen, and they're going to spend an honor and fortune point to grab that extra die, and then they just charge right in. They get one blue, so that takes out 1 spearman. They get a green, which does nothing. They do earn an honor and fortune point back. Good rolling. And there's a flag. And they don't get to ignore. But because they retreat, they will lose 1. We're going to retreat this way. That way we got room to escape. So they do that, and they lose 1 of their tokens. Alright, so that was that guy. So we moved them, they attack. Now we've got an attack here. So that's going to be 4 dice. And they're attacking that cavalry unit. Oh, snap. Oh, that's, oof. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, so first of all, the red square, that does, that takes out 1. I was not expecting that. And then 3, if you can't see that, 3 flags. So it's a unit with a leader, so they ignore a flag. Okay, maybe this isn't so bad. Now, as far as the flags go, if unit does not retreat. Let's see. If unit does not retreat, retreat 1 hex for each flag and lose 2 on. Oh, that's bad. So I get to ignore 1 flag just by the unit. And then, let's see. I think I got to take that 1 flag. They're not supported. So they're going to go back 1. And then they lose 2 honor and fortune for that. So that worked out really good for them. All right, cool. And then we're going to see what happens over here. All right, so we're going to go ahead with the big battles down here. We'll start with the samurai. And they get 4 dice. Now there's a leader. I guess I should start with the leader because he'll inspire. He's going to inspire here. Yeah, let's start over here because he's going to inspire not only his group, but I'm going to pay a token to inspire them because they're adjacent. So we'll start here, but that's still 4 dice plus 1 for the inspiration. And all right. Okay, so we got, this does nothing. We've got 1 honor and fortune, so we're going to go ahead and buy back 1 of those. Then we have 2 swords, which is going to kill 2. Run them down. And a retreat. Yep. And they're going to go back here. Now, because they won, there is a breakthrough. I think I'm going to check to see if they break through and if they can initiate another attack. Or if it's just a breakthrough. What conditions will be the extra attack. Alright, and then just following through on that, we can. It's not mandatory, but you can. And then it says you can then conduct another attack. I think the limit though is 1. Like, I don't think I can keep going. I don't remember. I thought I remember it's reading in there somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So I don't want to add rules to things that I can't find or remember. But I think I can only move and advance once. So this will be this breakthrough, and if they retreat again, I think they stay. I'm going to see if I can find that though. Okay, and then just double checking. If I push them back, I can move in, but then I can't attack again. So I can move, attack, and if they push out, I can move again, and then that stops. Alright, so they fell back. So that takes care of all of that. But this is now a bonus combat. So I'll spend another fortune point. And again, we'll go back to 5 dice. And if they don't retreat or anything, they'll be able to battle back. So what do we do this time? So the green doesn't count. Red doesn't count. There are 3 retreats. One thing though is, because that's the bowman. Now they did lose 1 honor and fortune for the 1 retreat. But now they're getting pushed off the board because that's 3 flags. We didn't quite trample them down, but 1, 2, 3. I mean, they're off the board. Now I think there was something though. If they leave here, let me follow up on that real quick. Alrighty, yeah, they don't retreat off the board, but they will lose. I'll show you here. So we had to retreat 3. 1, 2. So I lose 1 block for the retreat that we can't do. Then we also lose 3 honor. So for 3 retreats. Yikes, that hurt the blues' supply of honor and fortune tokens. Then we advance, and then there's nothing else to attack. That seems about right. Whew. Okay, so red is done. That was a huge attack for the red player. They discarded that. They then get their I think we didn't roll any honor and fortune, but we do get honor and fortune for the end of the turn. And then we draw a new card. New card for the red player is Serpent Command. I like that one. Linked units. So make sure that was run. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're at 5 for them. Nice. Things are going really well for the red player now. Okay, what we'll do is come back after we figured out what we're doing for the blue player. We are back with the blue player. The blue player is about to lose the right side. So they drew Tiger Tail right. Issue an order to 2 units and or leaders in center section and 1 unit or leader in the right section. So we're going to activate these 2 units. I almost need to move this leader up to inspire. That's probably what I should do. I want to fire with the arquebus, but they're engaged in some combat. So I think we'll move the leader. So I'm going to activate, I can do 2 units. So I'm going to activate the leader, put him there for 1 unit. This unit then will stay put. They won't move because the leader's used up all the movement. And then he can give an inspirational bonus to fight. So we'll have, and this will be the stronger samurai unit against his Ashigaru. Then my 1 unit over here is this archery unit. They're going to do their best to fight. They get, they're not moving, so they get 2 dice. Yep, because they're Ashigaru. Alright, so we're going to roll, we're going to start here. 2 dice for them. Oh, they did score 1 block. Very slowly. They're whittling them down. So we're going to roll to see, well, and then we do earn 1 honor and fortune token. So I'll grab that right now. Oh, no, that's only if I rolled. I was just thinking because they got a kill. They don't get it on just a kill. The green misses. Alright, we are going to check for leader. That is 2 dice. So we're going to check there. Roll 2 dice. We need 2 swords. Nope, leader is totally fine. They don't retreat or anything like that, so they stay put. So good job fighting down to the last unit. Then this fight up here, we're going to attack this leader unit. So we get, that way we get our full dice effect, and I'm going to spend 1 honor and fortune, which we are just down. The blue side, I'm surprised, is down to 4 after this. The red side has honor and fortune to spend for days, so things aren't going so well for the blue. So he gets 4 dice because it's a samurai unit, plus 1 because he spent the honor and fortune. What happens? What happens? Ooh, okay. They gain 1 honor and fortune back, so there we go. We'll take that. 2 reds miss. The green misses, but we do get 1 hit with the blue. So that wasn't terribly inspired fighting, but fighting happened. And that's it. That was the blue player. So blue player discards, grabs another honor and fortune for the end of the turn, and that's it. So we're going to go back and check on the red player, see how the red player can capitalize on all of this. Alright, so the red player is going to go ahead and play the order units with the blue triangle symbol. It says for each command card, including this one, you can activate that many. I have 5 command cards, so I'm going to activate 1, this unit, this unit, this unit, and this unit. So that's 4 units we get to activate. That's pretty good. So let's look here. These guys are going to move 1, and then we can battle. They're going to stay put. They're going to stay put. Ooh, and then I was going to do something with them. I think they're going to, they can move 2 but not battle. So they're going to go 1, 2. See if we can move them around some. Actually, ooh, that's tough. If I stay here, then this is a flag absorbing combo. So, but if I move here, yep. Okay, I thought I would move them. I'm not. So we're going to stay there. So this unit can fight. That unit can fight. This unit got in order. That would have been number 4. So they're going to fight. So we'll start over here. They are 3 dice, I believe. I'm starting to memorize the chart a little bit. So those are 3 dice. And because we've got that honor to spend, we're going to go ahead and buy another dice for that attack. And we're going to attack those Ashigaru Spearmen. And what do we got? We got, well, it's not horrible. 2 reds. That's horrible. We do get an honor and fortune back because we're brave. And we did get 1 sword. And they only absorb swords from green. So that is 1. No leader checks, no retreats. They're going to stand their ground. So that unit is done. This unit also is going to get 3 dice to start. They're going to spend 1 honor and fortune to get an extra dice. And they're going to attack the samurai. Oof. Well, okay, they gain 1 honor and fortune out of that. The 2 blues are a miss. And the 1 sword is absorbed because they are a superior unit with apparently superior armor. And then they're going to attack out of the woods. Alright, well that didn't go as cool as I thought it would. Oh, they get to attack back. So let's not forget that. Okay, so before I go kill anybody, this will absorb, I guess I could kill it now because it doesn't affect their attack score. So just so I don't forget. But they do lose 1. I should have done my return attack before moving to the next one, but I didn't. And then I'll check the melee here. So that one, I think if it's melee here, it's just roll 1. Let me check because I know it was a little different. Let me double check if it's 1 sword or 2 still. Okay, yeah, it is just 1 dice that you roll for the leader casualty check. It rolled a red square, so the leader is fine. Okay, so I did forget that he got to close combat back, and then he'll get to close combat back there. So we're going to close combat here because they are deserved it. So they get 4 dice because they're a samurai unit, and they're going to spend one of their very few remaining tokens. So they did pick up a couple there, but they're going to roll 5 dice, and they're going to really pay back. Or not really pay back. So they do score 2 greens, which do nothing. They score a sword, which is not absorbed. So they lose 1. And they lose a triangle. They do get to ignore 1 flag because there's a leader with them, and they're supported. So they would have got to absorb 2 flags. But they get to make a leader check now. So we roll 1 die, and if it's a sword, the leader dies. It's a flag, so the leader is fine. Then they retaliate against them, but it's 2 flags for attacking in the woods. They're going to spend an honor and fortune, and they're going to spend roll 3 dice. They get both. They get a sword because the woods I think would absorb nothing. It blocks line of sight, but it doesn't absorb a flag or anything like that. It just affects how much dice you got going into it. Alright, cool. So the green, 1 blue, 1 red. That is, wow. And I thought for a moment things were really going against the blue. However, things are coming back and looking up for the blue a little bit here. So that's another red banner for the blue team. They've got 2 banners collected. And that was just off a retaliation attack. Let's see. Yeah. Then we get to do 1 over here. So that was both units here. Made a very small dent. Alright, so let's find out what happens down here. Because we get to move 1 unit. I think that's what we'll do. We're going to go ahead, though. We want to wipe them out. Then we can start moving everything over. Oh, and you can't really see it. Ah, ha, ha. Okay. There, that should allow you to see most everything. So we've got this 1 guy down here that I've been talking about that you couldn't have seen for a while. So we're going to move, where were we? Here, 1, 2, even if it's 1 or 2, we get to move 2 hexes in battle. So I forgot where he was exactly, but we can still move 2 and battle, which is what they're going to do. And they're going to take that guy out. So they're going to take their 4 dice, because that's what cavalry get. They're going to spend an honor and fortune, and they get to add a die. And they nail it. Finally, they get a green. They needed that. Alright, so that is, I rolled 2 honor and fortunes. That's 2 honor and fortune they earn. And take care of that. And the reds do nothing, but that 1 green takes that unit out. And then that gives a blue banner. So we're actually neck and neck here. 2 banners for 2 banners. So it's hard to say who's better off at this point. I almost want to say that the red team is better off now because they can consolidate on this flank and still pretty fairly equal over here. Alright, well that was the red players. We'll discard that. We'll gain our 1 fortune and honor. We draw a card. This time we got order 2 units on the right. Since I'm backwards, it would be over here. Issue an order to 2 units. Oh, that might be what they do next. They got to get those archers back. Alright, we're going to find out what blue will do. Awesome. Well, here's an example of fudging a little bit for the blue player because he's got nothing else. This says, order units with the red square symbol. For each command card you have, including this one, issue an order to 1 unit with a red symbol. Well, technically, they're supposed to have 5 cards. I've just been drawing 1 card at a time. So I'm going to pretend that he's got 5 cards. So he can order up to 5 red symbol units. That's what he'll do. Excellent. So we're going to move, we'll just start going this way. This unit will move up, so his slow moving samurai can move 1 and battle. And then we have this cav unit is going to push. They're going to push up onto the samurai spearmen. So we're going to move here. So they can move 1 and they'll attack. And then this blue unit here will stay and they will attack here. And they should be able to wipe that out. So we'll go ahead now that the movement is done. They're activated. These guys get 4 dice. We don't have any leader with them to give them bonuses, so they're going to roll 4 dice. Alright, they do score. Well, first that's a miss. Honor and fortune comes out, so they're going to get an honor and fortune on the blue side. And the blue triangle is a hit. And then the flag, they get to ignore a flag because there's a leader with that unit. Now they are going to roll 1 die because the leader is there. And if it's a sword, that leader dies. Nope, he's fine. They get to retaliate. They are 3 dice. They'll spend an honor and fortune to get an extra die. So they're going to battle those samurai back. Alright, they do get an honor and fortune back because of their brave, heroic combat prowess. The red ignores a sword. They ignore a green, ignore a blue. So the fighting back wasn't that good. Here, cavalry in the open is going to get 4 dice. We're going to spend one of my honor and fortune over there to give them an extra blue. Here we go. So we're going to fight samurai to samurai. Alright, well 2 blues don't do it. The 1 red does hit 1 unit. The honor and fortune gives them that token back. 1 flag. They are samurai. They may ignore 1 flag. So they just ignore that flag. They say, nope, we're brave. Okay, then over here, my last leader inspired attack with samurai is 4. Spend 1. They have 3 remaining honor and fortune. Let's see if we can get it back. And they buy a die. So they're going to roll these 5 dice. Alright, well, this is pretty devastating. Alright, well that unit is wiped out. All excess hits are kind of lost. We'll have to check on that leader because he's all alone. But yeah, that unit is wiped out. There is a retreat flag. The leader is going to retreat for sure. But we're going to check for casualty first. So let's take this guy out. I mean, that pretty much, that was good for them. They get an honor They didn't roll an honor, so they don't get honor back for that. They do get one more red flag though. Okay, so now it's three captured red flags to 2 of the captured blue flags. We're going to roll a die, see if the leader dies. I think now, because he's all alone, it's 2 dice. Let me check on that. Alright, it is still just 1 sword, so we're going to do 1 sword. Oh, he got the sword. Okay, well, that leader, they totally wiped out that group. And that is 1 more victory banner, because the unit is a banner, and then every leader is a banner. So that leader was taken out. So we don't have to worry about retreating him. Okay, well, there we go. That is what they did. Alright, well, we're going to take them. So first we're going to discard this card. Get another honor and fortune token to bring them back up to 4. We don't draw a card for them now. Alright, let's go ahead and go over to the red side and see how they're going to cope with that loss. It's back to the red player. The red player is going to play, I have one of these there, the issue to all of my red units. I think the blue player just did one, so it's our turn. So we're going to issue to all of our red units, and I already figured out what I want to do with them. They're going to stay put and attack here, so that's the first red unit. My other red unit is these samurai. Got to get them moving. They only move 1, they're so slow, so heavily armored down. And then we're going to move the cav. The cav can move up to 2 spaces and still battle. I don't think that's enough to get close to anybody, but we have to bring him back into the fight. 1, 2. Alright, the only fighting that I have is right there. That is 4. They have no leader, so they're just going to roll 4 dice, and they're attacking the cavalry unit. Alright, fantastic. So that is another honor and fortune for them. The blue is nothing, but 2 red hits. So that was really good. Really good rolling there, Tex. That's the blue going down. Then we're going to make a leader check. So we double checked and confirmed. It's just 1. Nope. We're looking for a sword. That didn't do it. Alright, so that's it. Everybody's moved. Now they're going to retaliate combat though. Now this could be bad. They do get 4 dice, and they're going to spend one of their mini honor and fortune and add a 5th die to it. And they're going to get their retaliation. Ooh, okay. They get an honor and fortune back for that. The green and the blue are nothing. The red samurai, just checking, they ignore 1 flag. Alright, they ignore 1 flag, but they do have to retreat back. They can retreat up the hill. I don't think it matters, so they'll just retreat up the hill. But they lose an honor and fortune for retreating. And they can then take ground and push the battle again. Do I want to get... Yes, I do. Go big or go home. So we're going to push, and we're going to fight again. We're going to spend... Oh, wait, that's the red guys. Never mind. Oh, I think I did it backwards then. Oh, no, that was their counterattack. They don't advance on a counterattack. Got ahead of myself for a minute. So when they counterattack, they don't get to take ground. Okay, good. That solves all of that problems. Yep, all right. That's all of the red, so they discard that. They're going to take their another honor and fortune for the end of the turn, and they draw a card. This time they get order 2 units on the left. So since we're backwards, it would be over here. We're running out of units for that side, so we'll just set that aside. Then we're going to find out what blue will do. Blue player is going to play Infantry Onslaught. Issue an order to 4 or less infantry units in a block. Adjacent linked contiguous hexes. So we're going to say block for these 4 infantry units. If it had an archer unit, that still counts. It just says they could move and can't fire. Now the card also says if it's a blue triangle, they can move up to 2 hexes and still battle. Red could also move 2 hexes in battle, but they're already in place. So we're going to move this unit up. and then they can battle, and then we're going to move this unit for 2. So that is 4 units ordered. It's an infantry onslaught. They are coming. Then we'll look at the battle. So we're going to start over here. Yeah, why not? Every little bit of damage is blue on blue. So that's 3. There's no leader, so it's just 3 dice. Oof. Okay, that actually really good. 2 swords. The blue only ignored swords from green. Can ignore like 1 sword from a green. So that's actually 2 dead. Blue is holding on really strong. I don't know, it's kind of gone back and forth, it feels like. Then there is a retreat flag, but they get to ignore 1 retreat flag because the leader is with them. Then we're going to roll 1 die to see if leader is killed. They got a flag, so nothing there to worry about. Oh, you know what? I just noticed, I thought I had 3. Oh boy. Yeah, red has only gotten a couple banners. I thought they had 3 banners, but I only see 2 up there, and I don't think I knocked one off, or a cat helped. So the blue team has taken 4 banners. So this is actually probably going to be the game. If we take that infantry unit, the blue will win. So let's do it. We've got 4 to roll for the samurai. Oh, well, okay, so they get 1 honor and fortune. No deaths, but lots of retreating. Okay, so they ignore 1 flag because of the leader, and then they're going to fall back 2. 1, 2. They do lose 2 honor and fortune from their stockpile for each flag they had to retreat. They will advance into the spot. No more combat. Then this unit, we almost, that retreat saved them. So now we're going to fight here. So we're going to roll. Yeah, I don't remember there being anything. I think uphill had something. Yeah, close combat. Into it is only 2 dice. So we're going to fight uphill with 2 dice. So let's get some red squares. Well, they get an honor and fortune for the blue, and they do. They get 1 red square. They get to retaliate. Out of the hilltop, though, they get 3 dice. So they're going to swing back at them. And there is 1 sword. So that is 1 unit. The green doesn't do anything. And a flag. And they don't mention anything about absorbing a flag. Oh, they're supported. They have 2 units supporting. So they do absorb that 1 flag. They don't have to fall back. Alright, that takes care of that. So that was the blue player. Well, things are looking pretty good for the blue player. They're definitely going to be aggressive and push because they just need 1 more flag. Not that the red player is not trying to be aggressive. It's just that right now, it's looking in favor of the blue player. Let's see how red can pull it around. Alright, red player is hurting. We are definitely, I'm looking at the table and seeing, you know, basically 1 unit and a leader, 2, 2. There's a full block. They're hurt. Full block, definitely hurt. And the blue just seems to be in a stronger position. So red, we got to do something. So red's going to play, of the cards that I have, red is going to play 2 units on the left, because I'm looking at them backwards. It's over here, which is going to be this unit, since I only have 1 over there. So we're going to go ahead and take them, boop, pull them over, and then they can attack because they can move 1 and attack. So we're going to see if we can get some points out of that. So that's going to be 4 dice on the attack. There's no leader, so it's just a straight 4. So we're looking for lots of red squares. Okay, what do we got? So we do get 1 red square. So we'll put that there. We'll do a leader check in just a second. The green does nothing. Armored samurai absorb 1 sword, and because they have a leader, they absorb the flag. Then we're going to roll 1 die for a leader check. If it's a sword, that will be 1 victory banner. And it is not a sword. All right, that is red player. So the red player gets 1 honor and fortune for the end of the turn. We discard the card, and the replacement card we draw is Infantry Onslaught, which we already looked at. So that's going to be 4 that are in some kind of adjacent linking, which, you know, we don't have to play that card, but yeah, we're getting down to small units. Let's find out what blue is going to do. Well, things just continue to look up for the blue. So blue grabs order units with the blue triangle symbol. That seems to be their good luck right now. Well-ish. I can move up. So we can push. I'm going to push this unit here. I think both of these will attack. Attacking uphill, though, isn't so good, and the retaliation is strong. So do I want to go there? I might not. What I could do, though, is push 2, and we'll start battling the gunners. I'm going to push here, and then I'm going to push here. Alright, that is all my blue triangles. Let's do some fighting. Let's start here. Again, those spearmen get 3. We're going to spend 1 of our honor and fortune to get another die. So we got 4 dice. So we're gonna roll. Well, okay, so the blue doesn't do anything. We get 1 honor and fortune back. The sword is a kill. And the flag. They've got nothing supporting them or a leader, so they fall back 1. They lose 1 honor and fortune on the retreat. Yep. They lose 1 for each. And we can push. So we're going to take it. We're going to go this way to avoid them. And then we get to battle it 1 more time. So we're going to do the same thing. 3. We're going to spend 1 of my honor and fortune that I earned. Roll 4 dice. Oh, it's so exciting. Push them back. Ooh, well, that was almost cool. The 2 blues don't do anything. The 1 sword does get 1 more. And then 1 flag. So they get pushed back again. And they lose another honor and fortune. Yep, they just go back 1. Okay, levies go back 2, but these go back just 1. So this is embarrassing. I got called away for something, came back, kind of forgot where I was. I think I did battling there, but I don't think I did this battling yet. I could be wrong, but what we're going to do, battle it out anyway. Okay, so we're over here with 3, they're not going up the hill. We're going to fight those guys. So 3 dice for these 3 spearmen. No modifiers. Alright, not bad. So that is... Oh, no, those are... I'm so used to fighting blue triangles. Alright, that's actually nothing. Except 1 honor and fortune for the blue. They're starting to get brave. Okay, they're done. And then right there, 3 against the leader. Oh, they get to retaliate back, though. Archers, surprisingly, get 2 dice. That's not very surprising. Alright, so they're going to retaliate back, though. Ooh, 2 swords. Well, that's 2 of them. They do ignore 1. I just realized they do get to ignore 1 sword from a green circle. But still, that's pretty good roll. Alright, that took them down a little bit. Then these last group there, they get 3 against the leader unit. Oh, I think I did check them, right? I think I did. And they rolled like a flag or something for the leader. I don't remember. But we'll just go big or go home. Okay, that is a blue hit. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I did them. But you know what? We're going to go with it. But that is 2 honor and fortune for the blue player. They're going to roll 1 die for the leader. Yeah, I think when I did them, they rolled like a red. It doesn't matter now. We're here now. We're going for it. Oh! And, yeah. Woo! So that took the leader right there. That is the last banner they needed. Okay, so let's just take a moment to talk about that. So they killed 2 leaders and then took out 3 units. So that is a grand total of 5 banners. So blue it wins. Now, I could have gone back and watched the last minute or two just to make sure we were there. I probably did combat that, but I'm going to say in the grand scheme of things, that was all we needed, was 1 more banner. And I think blue is pretty much on its way to a victory. So if I mess that part up, you know, it is what it is. We're here now. But overall, I have to say, I enjoyed this. Even without the dragon cards, and we had plenty of honor and fortune to spend. I think if I had had some dragon cards, I would have been spending some points on them, which I think I might go ahead and next time I play, it's just so hard when you have a mechanic like those kinds of cards that, you know, you have to pick and choose when to use it. And when you're playing, you know, both sides, you want to play them at the most advantageous time. It's, you know, kind of a pain, but I think we will try it next time, because even though the blue side was starting to run low on honor and fortune, right now, even at the end of the game, they got 6, 7, 8, 9 honor and fortune, and then the red had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they turned out more equal than I thought. But for a while there, but essentially, I guess what I'm getting at is, I didn't feel like I was running out. But those dragon cards, they give you, some of them cost, you know, like 1, 2, or 3 points to use. You only use 1 per turn, but you know, or once per player's phase or whatever. I don't know if that would make a difference as far as use. I just didn't feel like that was a resource that was running low. But again, this was a sample training battle. Not as many retreats as normally, I guess, I would expect to see. But overall, that's fun. I'm just going to say, first impression, that is fun. I like it. I'm going to play that again. I'm going to leave it just like this because I'm lazy. I'll clean it up, set it up. Maybe in a few days we'll play another game of this. We'll maybe actually go and do scenario 1. But I don't know how many more I'll put on camera for you all, but just to kind of get to learn for the feel of the game. I'm sure there's some mistakes that I've made, but as a solo player, just having fun and enjoying it, hopefully my mistakes were consistent for both sides, so it's, you know, consistently wrong, but consistently equally wrong to make it as fair of an experience as possible. Yeah, I don't have enough good things to say about it. I guess what I'll do is if I can do 1 more played game, film that, post it for you all, and then I can do like a review and give some full thoughts on it. But if this is your first time seeing this system, I would say this is good. Obviously, everyone has to, you know, make those decisions for themselves, but this was pretty good. I actually felt like the unit characteristics I had to sheet off to the side here, like slow moving samurai but faster moving, more lightly armed and armored troops. The armor is felt by what hits can be absorbed by certain units over others. A good back and forth with the cards. Overall, I would say it was good. A good gaming experience. So we'll play another one for y'all here. Not quite sure when, and then after that we'll pick another game to start playing. So thank you all so much for watching. Please, again, feel free to leave comments. Tell me what you think of Commands and Colors Samurai Battles, and I will see you all in another game.